Is it Edmonton first, and then you'll view whatever happens down the road after that, or is it open?
I mean, Edmonton has the only chance to sign me, so I guess they are first. Yeah, but yeah, we'll see again. I'll leave it at that. Obviously, I love being an Oiler more than anything. So yeah, I'll leave it at that.
This one's for Vince, and I mean, similar to Connor, you can become a free agent. Do you see yourself in Oilers colors beyond the coming days here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I really like my time here. I've always said it. I mean, this place is awesome. The fans are the best fans. The family that we created here, that we build, the chemistry, everything is awesome. We come into the rink every morning. This year was it was easy, but you know, it's a business, and we'll see what happens, and yeah, hopefully we can make it work.
Like I said, my heart's in Edmonton, and you know, I'm a competitor, and the way that I want to play, you know, I feel like it's easier for me to commit to my role when you're on a good club like this. You know, to commit to defense, to commit to you know, penalty killing, and the type of game that I think that you know, the depth guys on our team did a good job on when you're playing for things that seem meaningful, and obviously you're not you know, in the outside looking into the playoffs.
Yeah, to be honest, with the year I've had, I haven't thought much about the future. I was probably not expecting to have a lot of offers the way the year went, and then probably salvage a little bit of that in the playoffs. So yeah, free agency is coming up here quick, so I'm gonna have to start thinking about it a little. But yeah, you want to win. Like I said, it's tough. It's always tough to leave a team, players that you feel like you can win with. So that'll have to go into consideration, and then yeah, you'll have to look at your options. And I don't think I'll be able to turn down too much money, to be honest. I don't think there's going to be too much out there. But yeah, I want to win, and we'll see what's out there. This will always be one of 2 or 3 options, and we'll take it from there.
You know, as far as dollars goes, there's an understanding of that it might cost a bit, but you know, whatever that is, it could be worth it in the end. So for me, I don't think, you know, trying to prioritize, I guess, for myself and for my family, what is the most important thing moving forward will be key, and hopefully I got to get home to, you know, have some discussions with everybody and go from there. But certainly, you know, I don't think money is the number one thing for me at this point in my career and where I'm at.
You know, I've always loved my time here. I've created so many great friendships. You know, I love the city. The fans have been great to me. So obviously I'd like to, you know, stay here, but I also know it's a business, and, you know, they also need to, you know, want to have me too, right? It's not just a one-way streak. And, but nothing but like love for my time here, and hope everyone knows that when I was out there, I always worked my bag off, and it was always, you know, give an effort. Yeah. I've said it to you many times. Like I think of these guys like brothers, and you know, it's been a crazy roller coaster my 3 years here, and it's kind of just our team as a whole, right? We sometimes just put ourselves in holes, and then we get ourselves out of them, and it's a great group of guys, you know, and it's not even just, you know, the players. The staff here is amazing. It's just a great place to play, and yeah, it would definitely be tough. It's you know, I've created some really good friends here, and I've really enjoyed my time here. So it would be hard.
So welcome back everybody to another edition of Full Time Hockey, Oilers edition. So we've just got some clips from the Oilers players' interviews, exit interviews from Mr. Draisaitl and a bunch of potential UFAs. And it's positive. It's a positive vibe. Everybody sounds like they love Edmonton. They want to stay here and play. But it's a little bit different than before. We're out of cap space. And Mr. Draisaitl needs a new contract. So it's going to be difficult to fit everybody back in to get the same team as we had last year. So we'll just look at these 6 guys who were at the podium speaking out, and we'll just take a brief look at who might stay, who wants to stay, and should we make them stay or should we let them go, or if they actually have enough value to stay here with their cap hit, or can they take a friendly deal. So first off, we'll look at Mr. Draisaitl here. As everybody knows, he's been slightly underpaid for his last few years with a cap hit of $8.5 million only, so he'll be expecting a pay raise. So if we're looking at like a reasonable price for him, be probably between $13 to $14 million for the cap hit. Expensive, but who doesn't want Draisaitl staying here in Oil Town? Him staying here is a must, prerequisite. If we want to keep Connor here next year, when it's his turn to come up for contract negotiations. So, and who wouldn't want Draisaitl and Connor McDavid to win the cup together, to have a chance to win it together and lift that thing as buddies on the same team? So, check mark there for sure. Draisaitl has to come back. Connor Brown, this guy has a cap hit of $4 million combined with his bonuses that kicks in next year. So that's quite expensive for what he provided in regular season, because he was like a joke, but he wasn't himself because he probably had a bad knee. But in the playoffs, everybody saw how valuable he was. He got back up to pace. His legs came back, and he came up big in big moments, especially those short-handed situations. And he was great defensively, powerhouse on the PK, gave us a winning chance when we were short-handed, and he still kept the force going against other teams in basically all the series in this year's playoffs. So I would like him back, but maybe at a lower cap hit. If you can take a friendly deal, like as what he said, he likes it here. He thinks his heart's in Edmonton. Can take like a $2 million deal, kind of pay some retribution back to the team for his regular season poor stats in the regular season, and maybe he can contribute on on third line again in the next year or two. Third guy up, Vincent Desharnais's ELC contract of $762K is finished. And he's an RFA, I think, or UFA. I'm not sure. Let me check that again. Anyways, he's kind of in cold water after the emergence of Philip Broberg in the last few games of the playoffs. Broberg has to play, okay? And if CC ain't moving anywhere, that right side is kind of cramped up. There's not really much space to fit him in. And to me, he's not provided that playoff prowess or that skill set that allows him to, succeed in the playoffs, because he's a bit too clumsy and a bit too slow. And it looks like he can't handle the pressure when you get like a forechecking team like Florida, when they come pouncing on in the D zone. He just kind of, gives up the puck, or he flings it out and gives it away easily. Because I don't think he can react fast enough, because he's a big giant of a man. He's very valuable on the PK and on some, as a brick wall, and adds some fierceness to our team. But, when compared to the skill set of Broberg, I think Broberg will slot him before he does. And if he's going to spend time as a 7th D man, but at a cap hit what we don't know, because he might want to cash in at something like maybe 2 million or just slightly under, and that's kind of too expensive for him. So I'll put a check mark on him for the time being, because he might not be the guy coming back. Next guy, our beloved Matthias Janmark, the janitor here. He had a terrible regular season. I think he scored like 3 goals or 4 goals. I'm not sure, maybe not been that many. But again, just like Brown in the playoffs, especially against the Panthers, wow, did they ever show up big, or did he ever show up big with the 2 buddies here shown also, Henrik and Brown. They led a powerful third line. That depth line gave us depth scoring at the time that was the most important, and that was in the finals of the playoffs, and we needed that. They gave us every chance to win that cup, but too bad our big dudes in the last 2 games, game 6 and 7, didn't really show up or couldn't show up. I don't know what happened to them. Game 7, we needed Connor and Leon the most to get at least 1 or 2 points each. If they would have gotten 2 points, we would have won the cup. But I don't know, they didn't show up at the right moments. Well, Janmark gave us a beautiful breakaway goal to tie the game up. And, you know, $1 million cap hit, it's worth it for this guy. I mean, maybe he's getting up there in the age category, but he can still play on the third line and do some penalty killing. So if we can renew him on a new contract for another 2 years or so, at like maybe $1.2 million, that would be a great deal. And I hope he does come back and he wants to stay here. Next guy, oh whoops, sorry, we need to put a check mark on him, so we'll give him a check mark, hope he stays. Okay, the next guy, Adam Henrik. This guy had a 5.825 million cap hit from the Ducks, so he came over here. We had some retained salary, so he wasn't really costly for the remainder of the year, but we paid a first for this guy, and if he just walks, that's again another draft pick, top high-end draft pick that we flung out the window for a guy to come here for 4 months. And Ken Holland has used too many of these assets like this. In the 5 years he's been here, there's many examples where he really just threw away our first and second round picks for rentals that never resigned. And yeah, that's I'm gonna put a question mark on him, because I want him back. He's been a good third line center. You know, once he took over that spot from McLeod, he's really fit in nicely for this team. You know, he's dependable both ways. He's good defensively, and he can score. Look at those high tip shots he put on to Bobrovsky, and then even that wrist shot. Got past Bob on the blocker side. That was a beautiful shot. You know, so this guy has some high-end skill, and he's a good defensive player. He could center the third line, and then that frees up Nuge to play as wing, because I probably think he's a better centerman than Nuge. And yeah, it'd be nice to have him here, but 5.825 million, that's way out of our boundaries. So would he like to come here, have a chance to win? As he said, like, money wasn't his first priority, as quoted. Maybe if he came back on a friendly deal for 2 years, maybe like at 3 to 4 million, maybe we can afford him. Because I think the guy next to him, which we're going to talk about, is Vogel, that may have a big red cross across his face right now, because he's probably the odd man out. He's been a 20-goal scorer last year, but that was his first, I think it was first 20-goal season. I don't know, he's not very consistent, and in the playoffs he was benched. He was sat for like 3 or 4 games. He came back the first game against the Panthers, and guess what? He knees the guy after 5 or 6 minutes in the first period and gets kicked out of the game for the 5-minute major. That costed the team game 2, I think, in a way, because he and Nurse both kind of were away from the team on that game, so we're 2 men short. I mean, like first game back, and guess what? You take yourself out of the game. You make your team shorthanded for 50-something minutes, and then I guess you see the mistakes coming on from Bouchard and Co. They were outworked because they had to play extra minutes, and that wasn't a positive. Even though like he looks like a great guy, he wants to stay here. From all his words, he sounds very truthful. He wants to be an Edmonton Oiler. He's got many friends on his team, but man, nearly $3 million cap hit. If he scores 20 goals again, that'd be great. But in the playoffs, how many goals did he get? 2? I mean, I think he got one empty netter, and then that one from Draisaitl on Game 6, the Game 6 opener. That was nice. After tripping over the guy, he gets back up right away and then taps it in. But other than that, he's not. I don't think his skill set is up to par to challenge those tougher teams like the Panthers. He's speedy. He's got a good forecheck. But most of the time he gets the puck and throws it away, and he's kind of clumsy too. And when the guys check him back in his D zone, he usually loses the battle. So he's got some work to do if he wants to stay here and compete for the cup, and also probably have to take a lower cap hit because we won't be able to squeeze him in. Okay, so that's about it for these 6 guys. That's my opinion for them to stay or to go, or for I don't know, as per the checkmark on Henrik. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Please subscribe, like, and share my video if you find it useful. And thanks for joining in, and we'll see you next time. Please stay tuned and have a good day. Bye.